Hey everyone, it's the end of day 2 for the voice rehab clinic. Today I was going to talk about some of the other things you get for your $3,000. It's not just fun little books, and I forgot to mention this yesterday, but you also get a seat belt. See, that's why I did mirror mode. It's backwards for me watching. So the other things you actually get for your tuition, or whatever you want to call it, I think one of the biggest things, honestly, is that you get to meet 5 other SD patients, and the chance to talk with them, see what they've tried, what's easy for them, difficult for them. I kind of mentioned this yesterday, but really, if this clinic were just about spending 5 days with 5 other people that have this condition, it'd probably be worth it by itself. But fortunately, that's not the case. You also get some bonuses, like the face of the clinic basically is Connie Pike. She is a speech-language pathologist, but more importantly, she actually currently has spasmodic dysphonia. It's not something that you cure, so she does continue to struggle with it, and especially if you have SD, you can tell kind of those traits that she has. But it's really comforting and inspiring to see that this can be overcome without Botox or any sort of surgery or drugs. So, of course, you've got daily sessions with her, just like any other speech pathologist. But, of course, she's got a unique perspective on all this. Second, most important person I'd probably say is a guy named Dennis, and he is in charge. He's mostly the breathing coach, and I'm going to take a second to readjust my posture because I'm starting to slouch forward and curl my shoulders in. As I've been absolutely anal about fixing my posture recently. It does make a big difference, and it just looks better. But basically, Dennis is in charge of, he's the breathing coach. He does motivational and neuro-linguistic programming type sessions. He's also, he works with the body mechanics. For example, my head tends to jut forward and down as I speak, so learning to pull it back into alignment with my spine and all that good stuff, taking appropriate breaths is a really important part of speech. In fact, you can't have speech without breath. Another big part of this is there's a massage therapist. Unfortunately, I haven't had a session with her yet, but everybody says it's really good. And there's also a licensed clinical psychologist and counselor. Met with him the first day as part of our evaluations. He uses the what's it called? It's a temperament index. It's the TJTA, the Taylor-Johnson temperament analysis, and he gives some suggestions towards ways to cure some deficiencies in temperament. And this is opposed to something like the Myers-Briggs, which is more of a personality assessment, which is a little more set, versus temperament, which can be changed. So, seems like I'm forgetting someone, but I guess not. For a description of what happened today, it's from now on it's going to be 9 to 6 with about break for an hour for lunch. Showed up, and Dennis leads a sort of warm-up Tai Chi breathing relaxation kind of session. And then we broke into 2 groups. One group went with Connie. That's another big thing, is went with Connie to learn how to install and use the Still Voice Print application. This thing is absolutely amazing as a biofeedback device, and just I forget the word Dara uses, but to lock in, once you do start producing a tone that you really like, you get that instantaneous feedback about how does this feel, what am I doing at this exact moment to produce this. It's extremely helpful. And also, as any vocal person or singer, any musician really will tell you, you really want to record yourself and listen to yourself to get an idea of how you sound to others. Even video recording yourself, because you'll pick up a lot of stuff that you do not hear yourself. You'll always hear yourself differently. So what this also does is it allows you to, if I just listen to myself, I'll say, okay, yeah, the resonance is fine, I guess. But what this allows you to do is quantitatively determine what is my pitch, and quantitatively what is my resonance. And then to also visualize what that looks like. If you compare most of the clinic participants to even Connie, who has SD, it's a drastic difference, whereas Connie's spectral analysis, she has very clear delineations. And starting out today, it was, for me, basically static all over the screen. And by the end of the day, I had thicker but very distinct lines, which is just really exciting to see. Oh, one other thing, I guess I promised everyone, is this freaking kazoo. Working with one of the ladies at the clinic. She had some really excellent tips, and it's not too late. It's just about 10 o'clock here, so we'll see if we can get the neighbors, knock on the door. Connie suggests, and most people suggest, that you produce an ooh tone to activate the kazoo. This doesn't work as well for me as either E or even just a really kind of so we'll see what happens. You guys can't see this, but I just blew the bar off the volume measurement of the recorder here. That also happens with voice print, which is pretty cool to see. That's actually really exciting. If you didn't watch my other video yesterday, oh, I didn't even attempt it yesterday. Yesterday, all I could do was and if you can see my neck, why this is happening is I'm tensing. You can see these muscles jump. Yeah, I can't do it backwards, but you can see those jump out as opposed to there is movement, but not nearly as pronounced as you can see this. These two muscles right there tense up, and that's, if it's not obvious, the exact opposite of what you want. There's also a big component of freeing up the solar plexus, but at the same time actually leaving the abdomen distended, but at the same time being extremely relaxed. It's a really difficult thing to explain. It's completely natural for most people, but that is actually extremely exciting. Let's see how long we can do it with good breath. Another good exercise to do is to take a couple deep breaths. At the second exhale, just do not do anything. Just pause for 3 to 5 seconds before the next inhale. And Dennis calls this the pause that relaxes. It's kind of a weird feeling. There goes the AC. But you can hear the start of the sound. It's kind of soft buzz, but as I really activate, you get the extremely annoying reverberation, which is actually what you're really aiming for. So I think 14 minutes is more than enough. Just posture, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.